Jacksonville. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in week 16. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Carr right away going to look to throw. Throw taken in by Taylor left side. He's got room past the 30, and he'll be out right at the 35. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? They were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And it's intercepted. It's Devin Lloyd with a pick. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass. So that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And he fires one that's intercepted. Well, their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We got two. Do I hear three? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. These two teams met in Indy earlier in the year with the Colts coming out on top. So a win here in Jacksonville would give them the season series. Second down, another run with Taylor. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. This defense for the Jags, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolute phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Throwing his Carr on third down. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down. On the counter, it's Taylor. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Yeah, this is going to be a Colts first down as he gets this up past the 30.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now a handoff inside, it's Jackson. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's Carr. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
On the ready.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Escaping the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Kwity Paye.
He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And a play like that, with how far he had to go to make that sack, shows how athletic defensive ends have become in the NFL.
And not just athletic. This is coached in a big way. Run to the football at all times. How about him never giving up on it and pursuing all the way across the field?
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted.
And the Colts are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play.
We're scoreless after 1. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
Now after the INT, it's Carr.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Well, you know me. Whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. Now, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
They run once more with Taylor. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 44 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. First and 10, Taylor now. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
Now they'll throw with Carr. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. The center receiver in motion to the right. On first down, Carr. Got a man, it's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Colts post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Sanchez now. He'll kick it away following the touchdown. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach it.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Jaguars.
In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and you know everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
And to put a bow on it, Next Gen Stats saying that traveled an even 66 yards in the air.
The point after is good, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked up by Foyesade Oluokun. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football.
Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right.
Down inside the 10.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Etienne. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line.
Once more, Etienne.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown.
With his 11th rushing touchdown on the year, number 15 overall. And the Jaguars have taken the lead.
CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Now a play fake. Carr.
He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman.
And that is caught at the 10-yard line.
And he will be taken down, but a big play there as it comes just as we reach the 2-minute warning.
Throwing on first down is Carr. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
48 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked up by Foyesade American. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You've got to be precise with your throws down here in the red zone. That one goes into double coverage, and he gets picked off.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room that if you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Bobby Okereke making that tackle.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
And that is incomplete.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Lawrence will throw. Looking downfield for Jones.
Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence.
Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
So the first thing that crosses my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Looking left sideline. It's complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Miles Boykin in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Colts have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
Extra point safely through. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock.
So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you can have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
Final play of the half. It's Lawrence.
Flush to his right. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll run with Etienne. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Now Lawrence to throw.
That's going to be caught. Arcega-Whiteside. Touchdown, Jaguars.
J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. 36 yards as his guys have now moved out in front.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Point after here coming up. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored. Now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have, and try and move that ball down the field for an answering score.
We saw a lot of that a week ago defensively from him. AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Just always seems to be around the football.
I like your observation there. Understands the game, understands positioning, can put himself in the right spot, and then make a play on the football.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Carr now on first down. And returning right back to Boykin. A big play there for Indy. 43 yards.
I think this defense was still trying to recover from that last play, so you wonder if they were ready for this one. You have to imagine their defensive coaches are yelling at them to get focused, because if they don't, more plays like that will result in giving up points.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Taylor trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Here's Taylor again. And I don't think he got in. He did not. They mark him short of the goal line.
Right now, no questioning the toughness of this Jaguar defense. This is third and goal.
You're mine.
They'll look to run with Taylor.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
That was a huge play on third down, so now what? Do you go for it? Do you trust your offense? Or do you want to put on your defense to try and get the ball back? Me? I'm going for it right here.
One down.
Carr going to go on fourth down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. An incompletion there on fourth and goal from the 3. And the Jaguars are able to come up with a goal line stand. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On third.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Here's Logan Cook now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Logan Cook now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this will be incredible field position as that'll kick out of bounds inside the opponent's 35-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a give to Taylor.
And he's got it down to the 28.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Carr.
Over the middle into the hands of Woods. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, ends up spilling it for a loss.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. To throw his Carr. Got a man, it's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. A great play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21-all the score as the kick's away.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Colts pick it up. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, Indianapolis. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, wow.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
Anytime you field a kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence.
And oh, he coughed it up, and the Colts pick it up. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing in the Receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time: completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jags are right back in this football game. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. On play action, Lawrence completes it to Evan Ingram. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That one good for 26 and a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. And the Colts are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. A lot of bodies there in the middle of the field, and that one intercepted.
Yeah, he's looking for his tight end running a drag route across the field, and normally you'd like him to work a little bit further outside. Here the throw is a little early, and it winds up in the hands of the defender.
And some room to maneuver. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line.
105 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. They'll run here with Taylor.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
And even with the loss on first down, they did a nice job holding on to the football. And they can still run it 2 more times and take some time off the clock and even take some of the timeouts away from the defense and then possibly kick a field goal and go up 2 scores. They're in a great spot.
And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
They'll try and run Taylor.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, you know, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too.
Go!
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space. Let him.
The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
He'll drop this one off with Etienne. Finding space at the 40.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared. But executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for Indianapolis, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they hit the 10-win mark now at 10-5. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they're guaranteed now a sub-500 season as they fall to 6-9. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams.